again. This is Young Learning over here talking about Zoom. We're going to talk about alternative hosts. An alternative host is basically anyone who can log into your host account, log into your account, actually, I'm sorry, so they can actually do some work if you're absent and everything. They can start the Zoom. They can do all the features that you have without having you tell them what your password is and everything like that, security reasons and everything like that. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do a co-host type thing that is an alternative host that they can turn on in a way, so that way when you have a sub, the sub can just log in through their email and then jump onto your Zoom without having them create their own Zoom and everything. So what we're gonna do first is obviously gonna sign in on the web browser. It is zoom.us. Don't worry about this part. It'll redirect you. It's just zoom.us, and then we're gonna sign in. Once we sign in, make sure you sign in with your school account. Nothing else. Not your personal account. Um, the only way to have this is if you have the license copy. As you can see, it's licensed. It's not basic over here. So if you don't have that, talk to your district tech person at USD. It is Jim Klein. So anything at that point, make sure it's licensed, or you won't be able to co-host and everything. Everyone here should have a licensed version of Zoom. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into personal room, because you always use a personal room unless you're doing an upcoming. If you schedule a meeting, I'll go there after. But once you go to personal room, there's a bunch of things that you do for your personal. This is your personal edit button. Some of the settings don't go into the personal room, so sometimes you have to come in here. So we're going to go to the edit button. As you can see, the waiting rooms and stuff, all that, your passcodes, host, participants, videos, all that stuff. You can mute participants on entry so they don't talk over you and everything. Allow participants to join anytime. If you want any of these to approval at the bottom here, what's going to happen is you are going to have an alternative host. You can type in the person's alternative host. Trying to think of someone that I know of. We can do B. Bowman at lvusd.org. Once you save that, once you save that, you are going to get an email. Actually, not you, but the alternative host is going to have an email. That email will mean that they click on that email, which I'll show you in a bit, and that basically turns on their Zoom and everything like that. So that's one way of doing it. You can also I'm going to cancel this for now because I don't need a co-host. I don't need an alternative host. If you schedule a meeting, you can schedule a meeting, and all the way down at the bottom you have, again, alternative host. So this is when you schedule a meeting, what time you want it to start, what time you want it to end, and all that, and the Zoom will populate already. And then once you give the alternative host, the host will be able to open the Zoom. The Zoom will be available. All the students will be able to get on, but you still need someone to open the Zoom, which is the alternative host if you're not there. So those are the two ways to get a host onto your Zoom. So that way, if you're absent, you need a sub, which we need. The Zoom you don't have to rearrange your entire class to be like, hey, here's the other Zoom, join that one. And kids will get confused. They can still join the same one. You just create an alternative host. And I'll show you what it looks like on the end of the person who's going to be the alternative host. This email. So the email says that start meeting. We're going to start meeting. And then I'll say open Zoom app. Opening Zoom app. I think that works. I think you're on mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, when it says to join a meeting, it comes in and I'm muted. But okay.
So
that's cool.
So yeah, I jump into your Zoom account basically from that email. So once they give you the email, the sub can click on that and they'll pretty much start it.
Okay, I will send that. I actually put her in it, and then I took her out and I put you in, so she probably got the